So when you look at it from that standpoint, you start realizing, okay, we're just living a script. Literally a script with a backdrop set change. The set change becomes a zodiac. So all the things that we've learned throughout time, and maybe even the nature of time itself, is that it loops. I basically theorized in a new paper that I just wrote about something called what's called projective planes. Mm-hmm. So instead of using a Mobius strip, which would be like a two-dimensional type object that you can spin on itself, right? Mm-hmm. And like if you have a little strip of paper when you were a kid, you could turn it into a little, like a wristband type of thing. You spin it over. Well, if you twist it 540 degrees, then you could put a car on one side of it that could end up on both sides of the paper. Mm-hmm. Right?
Okay.
So it can actually do this. It can end up on both sides of the paper. So this is also something similar to a Klein bottle, which is in higher dimensions. So that would be a fourth dimensional object, right? But then there's also another object called a projective plane. Mm-hmm. And this is what I believe time actually is. It's a fourth dimensional space object that needs fifth dimensional space to be described. And what this does is it basically shows how time actually can loop on itself. So time is like a musical wave. Mm-hmm. Right? You can assign a musical note, which I've done actually. You can go on YouTube and look up the musical wave of time and see the 24-note modular matrix, and each of the frequencies, you can even see the representation of it in colors, right? And you can watch time like a clock.
Okay.
And it's pretty cool. And you can listen to it as well. And it's mind-blowing. So it's like the backdrop of everything that's happening with the frequency of time. So you could use this along with right triangle relationships of prime factorization, and I theorize this into being able to do temporal entrainment. Time entrainment. You ever wondered why you listen to music from the 80s that kind of takes you back?
Instantly.
Yeah. Or maybe you smell something that kind of takes you back. Yeah, so imagine an immersive experience. So under this context, in the matrix of mind, could you jump through time if you could recreate every single state of emotion that you derived from the experience that you had when you were 8 years old?
Interesting.
And match the frequency of that, because it would all be derivable down to mathematics.
So is this the time traveling you're talking about?
Yeah.
So is this a machine, or is it?
I didn't think you need a machine.
So how do you do that within your own mind?
I think our own biology is capable of it.